soft life is a scam. There's 6 months of soft life had me feeling like a bum. Maybe I just didn't do soft life correctly. I don't know, but I'm gonna just share with you what I did. Actually, speaking out loud now, I think I was doing soft life before I thought I tried to do soft life. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Morvialee and this is a safe space. We're talking about all things work, life, parenthood, harmony, lifestyle, everything, right? And if you haven't watched my previous videos, I've focused really on work and life, like leveling up your interview prep, so dominating interviews. If you want to watch that, click here, catch up. It's dope, loads of gems. But today I'm focusing on something a little bit more personal, a little bit more private, a little bit more. But before we get into that, please like, share, subscribe. Just share my videos with whoever you feel like needs it. And if you don't feel like they need it, but they want to see someone cute, share it. Sweet. So I took a break from creating YouTube videos after maybe like 6 videos in. And I think that's just because I was tired. I felt burnt out. And I thought I just needed a break, I just needed to get myself together to make sure that my son was okay, my 9 to 5 was okay, and just take some time for me, right? And during that time, I realized I'm a resident auntie and I've been doing this for a long time. Soft life is a scam. If you're an ambitious woman, if you're worried about, not even worried, but if your focus is on being successful, indulging in soft life is a scam. So whilst I was spiraling out of control, doing up soft life, and the thing is, I wasn't even doing holidays or anything like that. I was just at home, relaxing. I might think it was even a cute low mood because I was not even anywhere like enjoying my life. I literally just thought, my house is comfortable. This is nice. I'm staying here. So anyway, once I was doing up soft life, I realized one thing, which is so important. You can be consistent at being consistent or consistent at being inconsistent. So when I was working hard, I was getting all my videos out, like just being on top of my 9 to 5 and all those things. The moment I stopped doing my YouTube videos, listen, it's August, wait, it's not August, what is it? September. So I started doing my videos in April. I took a break in April and it's taken me April, May, June, July, August, September. Basically 6 months to get back in front of the camera. So you can either be consistent at being consistent or consistent at being inconsistent. And I think it's better to be the former rather than the latter. So the second thing I learned during my soft life phase was you can feed your focus or you can feed your distractions. So I was feeding my distractions. I was setting myself tasks, but I couldn't finish them because I was so distracted with my social media. The way I was feeding myself or feeding my distractions, it was like I was feeding my distractions with McDonald's, KFC, Instagram, even TikTok, even YouTube, all these things that were just taking away from my focus. And it was horrific. Like, maybe I'm exaggerating. If you guys don't know already, I'm a little bit of a drama queen. But I feel like where my focus should be, where my spirituality should be, where I need to be in my highest self, during this time where I was doing soft life, I fell off of that. And whilst I was falling off and I wasn't praying like I should have been praying, I wasn't doing like life how I should be doing my life. So it was just definitely not a high frequency behavior. It was definitely a very, very low frequency kind of thing. Just very common behavior. I don't even know how to describe it other than that. One of the things that I remembered was that Bible verse, or that statement that procrastination is an insult to God. So it was just like, I think it was Bishop Rosie O'Neill, where she says, I'm actually going to read it off this piece of paper so I can get it right for you. She says, procrastination is the arrogant assumption that God will give you tomorrow what you were told today. And me personally, I know what God has planned for my life. So when I was doing that soft life and feeding my distractions, but honestly, this Bible verse popped into my head during soft life, and this one did, and this one did, and I realized it was back to the drawing board. I realized soft life, I can't do it too much because 6 months of soft life had me feeling like a bum. I had to sit down with myself and just figure out, why am I dissatisfied? What's causing me to feel a little bit like low? What is going on? I wasn't creating, I wasn't chasing my dreams. I was literally just floating through life, enjoying dirty chai lattes. So I took myself back to the drawing board and I had to be true to myself. I am not productive if I'm not creating. I'm not my best self if I'm not hitting goals. I'm not my best self in that state of relaxation for too long. So a couple of things that I did to recenter myself to the highest version of me, and yeah, I feel like I'm back. Like, I'm a creative and I'm back and I've got my juices flowing. Maybe this is what people call writer's block. I don't know. Maybe I just didn't do soft life correctly. I don't know, but I'm going to just share with you what I did to try and get myself back to the high frequency version of me. So one thing I do now religiously is I journal. At night though, not in the morning. I feel like morning journaling isn't for me. Nighttime journaling, where I take probably about an hour and I write the list of things I'm grateful for. I write my prayers. I write down how my day went. I really just offload my brain and probably offload my heart as well, so that when I go to bed, I sleep easy and there's nothing on my mind. But there's one side of things where like I journal, and then the other side, I plan my day ahead. So I will write down the to-do list of personal things and work things. And then I will also just time block my day. Probably don't stick to it like a lot of the time, but at least I have direction in the morning. So when I wake up, it's like fresh, good to go. I know what I'm doing. So that's how I kind of get myself out of that feeding my distractions thing, because I've offloaded my mind, so there's nothing distracting me from what I'm meant to be focusing on, because I'm thinking about other things. And then also I know what I'm supposed to be focusing on, so I just focus on them rather than not having a plan and just taking my day as it comes. I don't know if you guys know this, but research shows that it takes they say it's 21 days to form a new habit, but it's probably more like 12 weeks, I think it is, or they said 66 days to actually stick to it. During this process, you have to be consistent at being consistent. And if you're consistent at being inconsistent, then you kind of fall off. It's not every day that you're going to want to journal. It's not every day you want to write a to-do list. But actually, if you plan to say, I'm just taking these 2 days off, just take the 2 days off, but then actually get back onto schedule. It's still like a planned break, so it's not falling off, if you get what I mean. Another really important thing that you have to do to kind of get back onto track is budgeting. And it doesn't matter how much resources you have financially, you need to know how to manage the resources you have, and that's what you do through budgeting. So you can save or you can splash. There's different types of budgets, but that's another video for another day. But as long as you budget and manage your money, or know what's coming in and what's going out, I feel like you'll have peace of mind when it comes to your financials. So that means you know how your day's looking, you know what you get up to, and you know how much money you have. Okay. And the third thing that I actually did during this soft life, because during my soft life, I think it was low mood. So it's crazy. How can I say soft life was low mood when it's just meant to be a good quality of life? I just didn't do it properly. Like, it just didn't bang the way I did it. Maybe I have to revisit soft life and do it properly, like how other girls are doing it. But the way I it didn't bang. So I had to figure out my mindset. I had to journal. I had to make sure that the thoughts of the devil was not coming to attack me. I had to budget and figure out my finances to make sure that I wasn't splashing money on nonsense, because every time you spend money, it's like that hit, like, ooh, that dopamine hit, and you get excited. And then the third thing was I cleared my living space. So I went and bought a new plant. So cute, innit? I actually got that from Lidl for £11.99, I think it is, or £11. And it's kind of big. Look how big this is. It's really, really big. I haven't got a plant pot for it yet, but I got like new plants. Let's just put that back here. Okay, I'll put that there. Do you know what? Let me just do things properly. One of the other things I started doing was also, if I have the urge to do something, I do it there and then. So for example, if it's like, do you know what, go take the bins out, I don't procrastinate on that thought. I just get up and take the bins out. And that's like ticking off a to-do list and getting that dopamine hit, so you just keep going. All right, cool, I'm gonna take the bins out. Okay, I'm gonna write emails, I'm gonna do all of these things and actually do them. Okay, so just to recap, all in all, my version of soft life was an absolute scam. Like, it just didn't work for me. As a ambitious young woman, I don't feel like I did soft life properly. Maybe I should revisit it, because I didn't do it properly. All I did was basically relax and eat and feed my distractions. And I didn't do a good job of taking care of myself and staying on track and staying the path, mentally, physically, and socially, I would say. So I had to go back to journaling, I had to go back to budgeting, I had to go back to clearing my workspace and making sure it's always good so I can focus, and I had to go back to my plants. So I guess I'm saying, actually, speaking out loud now, I think I was doing soft life before I thought I tried to do soft life. But anyway, please, I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.